And number two, to really figure out what that looks like in each season. Talk to your kids. You know what I mean? I'm really open with the kids, and I sit down and I'm like, how can I better connect with you? What can I do for you during this time? While you're going through this stuff, how would you like some support from me? Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world. All right, everybody, welcome back. Sitting here with my beautiful, lovely bride who was just now trying to get me to help her get something out of her mouth before she started talking.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay.
We are real and raw, aren't we?
You're more raw than me.
You love when I point that stuff out. But anyway, it's been a good week. We're excited to chat with everybody. Thought we'd do a Q&A session for a few of these in a row because we've been getting some great questions from some people listening, coming in, and it's been awesome. We had some fun stuff this week. We had we have a birthday for our beautiful Chrissy. She's going to be a teenager tomorrow as of the time we're recording this, and it's amazing. We got 3 teenagers now, hon.
I know, I can hardly believe it. I know everybody says all the time flies, and it really does. And I remember, the younger ages, it seems like time goes a lot slower at times, but you actually still know it's going to go by fast. But I remember going through a season, and maybe some other moms and dads out there can relate. I remember thinking, gosh, these are the best times. Every single day, even on the hard days, oh, it's so much fun in this specific season. Mm-hmm. And when you don't know what the next season's going to bring, you naturally are like, I don't want to lose this season with my kids, whatever age it is that you're enjoying the most with them. Yeah. And I remember talking to somebody, and I just kept saying, gosh, I don't know, they're getting older. I'm having a hard time with this. They've gone from baby to toddler to, becoming almost big kids. And, now we have teenagers. And they just said, that's how God created it, though. And it only gets better. And you have to embrace each season instead of almost worrying, stressing, having anxiety that you've missed the best parts. The best is still yet to come.
Yeah, in our household, we celebrate birthdays maybe a little different than a lot of people we know. We don't always celebrate exactly on the day just because we have a birthday around here. 8 times out of 12 months. Well, 7, I guess.
Because the twins are together. Yeah.
But still, it's almost like it feels like an every other month kind of a thing, and that's a good thing. But, we just with busyness of schedules with businesses and school and sports and everything else, we've always just allowed our family to have the philosophy of flexibility around birthdays, and because otherwise it could be really a challenge when you are trying to plan everything exactly on the day, and then you get it built into yourself that if you don't do it exactly on the day, then mentally you can be like, oh my gosh, somebody doesn't care, or it's like such a disappointment. I watch some people really struggle with this one because for whatever reason, that's their normal. We just had to create it for us that it's like we got to celebrate around the birthday, maybe have a birthday week. In fact, our little birthday girl just walked in. Hi, Lou.
Just walked in.
Hi, Chrissy Lou.
Hi.
Whose birthday is tomorrow?
Mine.
And you're going to be a teenager.
Yes, I am.
Wow,
Are you ready?
I think so.
Yeah.
You kind of already feel like one because everybody already calls you one because you're basically like a triplet to the twins.
Yeah, and kind of when it's a month before our birthday, we kind of start saying that we are the age that we're about to turn because it's close enough.
Yeah, and we start celebrating it before the day a lot of times.
Yeah, we normally have birthday weeks, which is really fun.
So what'd we do yesterday for your birthday?
We went to a fancy dinner, and we all dressed up very fancily because I like fancy. And we had a nice dinner. We got steak risotto and all kinds of yummy stuff. And then we came home, and Mommy got us ice cream sandwiches that had double cookies and sprinkles and all kinds of fun stuff, and it was really yummy.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even the day yet. We still have tomorrow.
And then we played a game of euchre, and Mom and I let you guys beat us because it was your birthday.
I'm not so sure about that.
Do you
Well,
think,
that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
do you think your dad let you win?
I don't, because they were saying we have to beat you on your birthday.
Does your dad just let you win at anything?
No, not really.
Not usually. But talking about beating people, how'd you do at cross country today?
I did really good. I was keeping up with some of the fastest girls, and yeah, I did pretty good today.
I'm so proud of you. This is a new adventure, this whole new cross country living.
Yeah, some of the best girls were saying that I was really good.
So what'd they say? Are you going to do it in high school, they asked?
Yeah, they asked if I would do it in high school so I could help the high school team.
Well, we don't know, right?
Yeah, we
You're
don't
planning
know.
on doing golf with your sisters, but whatever you feel led, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we love you. Thank you so much for coming to visit us.
Uh-huh.
Bye-bye.
So, along the lines of the birthday celebration, so it was the day that worked this week. Tuesday is tomorrow. That's Chrissy's actual birthday, but I mean, we have such a full day on Tuesdays. It's like probably our busiest day. I have, you and I both have coaching clients pretty much all day, and then we have sports in the middle of the afternoon to late afternoon, and then I have my apprenticeship program for my mastermind at night, and I mean that goes till 9 o'clock at night. So we're going, from pretty much 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. at night on Tuesdays, and we're still gonna, of course, love, honor, and celebrate her, but it's gonna be different. So we celebrated yesterday, and it's just another lesson for everybody listening out there. One of the things that is really important, whether you're building a family or you're building teams, is you need to know how your people, your kids, they want to be celebrated. How do they like to be celebrated? The reason we took Chrissy and the whole family out to a nice fancy dinner is because Chrissy loves being able to dress up. She loves, being able to feel special. It was great. We all dressed up. We all went with the Idaho theme. I mean, we were wearing cowboy and cowgirl boots, and we were doing the whole thing. I was wearing my Governor of Idaho outfit with my blue jeans and white shirt and sport jacket and cowboy boots, and it was just fun.
Yeah, they didn't give us any special treatment though, so that would have been nice. Yeah, I think it's for our family, as far as birthdays go, of course we're celebrating the person, and that's super important to us.
Yeah.
And just like you said, sometimes schedules don't always permit it to happen on the day. I mean, obviously we recognize it and we honor it the day of, but I think what's really neat is to know that more than anything, we honor the kids the way they want to be honored.
Right.
We celebrate the way the kids want to be celebrated.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's where it falls on the day, and sometimes it doesn't. And just like you said, Chrissy, going out to a fun dinner where we all dress up and celebrate her is her way of being celebrated. But what's interesting is really finding out what everybody likes. Mm-hmm. If we had done something like that for you, you wouldn't have been as excited. That's not your idea of celebrating you. Like for your birthday, we don't do it like that at all.
No, I'd rather be home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd rather be home with everybody. I don't really have to be around people outside of the family.
Right. Typically, we do a house celebration with our family, and typically you get your favorite meals for the day, you get to kind of choose: are we going to play some sports for the day, or what is it that you'd like to do? We kind of go for a hike, whatever it is that you want. We find that for you, and sometimes, like even Drew's, he's definitely one of the ones that likes more of a opportunity to go do something fun. Mm-hmm. So many times for him, he'll be like, well, I want to go to an arcade or something like that, or I want to go to a sporting event, or I want to go do something that celebrates him specifically. Many times for the twins, what they enjoy, because their birthday is in the spring. Yeah. First of all, they typically get their own little dessert that they've picked out. Mm-hmm. That's typically what they like. They pick up their own dessert to be celebrated their own way. And, for our family, it's really neat because nobody has to feel like they did it like the person before.
Yeah.
And it can change sometimes year to year, depending on what's going on in your life.
Yeah, for sure. But it's
fun.
important. It's important. It makes them feel loved, makes them feel celebrated. Let's also all do things in a different way. We really, really want all of our kids to be able to be their individual self, and everybody else around them celebrate that, so they can just keep growing into the version God made them to be. That's
right.
And not try to fit into something else.
Yeah,
right?
Which is always so important. Individuality there.
Yeah, and Hunter, because her birthday is going on, did you see that birthday card that she got out the other day? And it had a picture. Remember who the birthday card was for?
Oh yeah, Hunter was. So she was making a card for her sister, obviously, and getting everybody to sign it. And then she decided to make one more birthday card And she brought it to her dad and showed him it. And who was that card for, hon?
She had written a card to Dolly.
And what'd you say?
And I said, Dolly who? And what'd she say?
Dolly the Parton.
Dolly the Parton.
And she wants to send it to her for her birthday and ask her if we can come see her for her birthday. Why does she know who Dolly Parton is, hon?
Well, because she's world famous, babe. I mean, like, let's get honest.
Yeah, since when has she been world famous? For how long?
I mean, for me, since I was a little boy.
Like how old?
I don't know, like 7 or 8, probably.
Dolly the Parton was Greg's first crush. I don't know if I lived up to the crush. I don't look a lot like her. But that was the first real crush Greg had.
Well, my parent, because, I'm 49 years young at this point. So my parents literally had like an old school, what do you call them? Record player. And there's 3 records in the house, only 3. It was Elvis Presley, who Drews loves, by the way. That's been passed on 3 generations now. There was, or 2 generations. There was also Roy Orbison, and then there was Dolly Parton, or Dolly the Parton.
Dolly the Parton.
And within the old like records, when you're a young kid, you're always looking over everything, and there was this big like poster that came out that would unfold. And it was Dolly Parton in this red flannel, right? And I took that picture and I put it on my wall. It stayed there for years. Actually.
Wow.
And so you've given me a hard time about this forever because I tell you a story in full transparency and vulnerability, and you've been making fun of me ever since.
I like Dolly the Parton. Why can't I just...
You've been making fun of me about having a crush on Dolly Parton ever since I've known you.
What makes you think I'm making fun of you? Is it the
I'll
T-shirts
tell you,
we all have?
It's when we go to dinner. We were going to dinner for somebody. I think it was Chrissy last year, actually.
It was for Father's Day. We all showed
That's
up.
what it was. It was for Father's Day. So we go to dinner Father's Day. Everybody's supposed to dress up, and guess what everybody's wearing? Dolly Parton shirts for my Father's Day.
You didn't know it was coming. We all come out of the room and we all have Dolly the Parton shirts on.
Oh my gosh. So anyways, Hunter now thinks she's like part of the family or something, So
Dolly the Parton is?
Yeah. So she's writing her birthday card, and our hope is that she responds and invites us out so we can all meet Dolly the Parton.
I bet you can't wait either. I mean, you've only been waiting for 40 years.
It's a lifelong dream here, right? Yeah.
I'm nervous. I don't think I live up to your crush. You know what I mean? Like that is a whole new level, But Dolly the Parton, if you're listening to this, could you please contact us and let's pick a date when we can all come and visit you.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So anyways, you ready to get serious?
Yeah, let's get serious.
Well, we were going to start talking about some question and answers that we've received from some people. I think, we'll start with one here. We have a handful that we're going to go over the next couple of episodes. But one is do we think that parents lose sight of continuously getting to know their children all throughout their lives? And why do we think that is? You want to start?
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer is yes. I think we do. I think just like...
Probably the majority.
I think just like everything in life, if you don't take the time to prioritize it, you can lose sight of it. And, sometimes when your kids are young, they're in your space so much that, that doesn't happen, right? But then as they grow and things change in your life and maybe, they don't need you per se as much as they did when they were younger, we can almost forget that they still need the presence of their parents everywhere they go. And they need attention and they need love and they need encouraging. And I think sometimes, honestly, when I think now, our kids now are middle-aged, young kids, young teenagers. I mean, they definitely need my help more even so than when they were younger. I mean, of course they need me to supply food for them and take care of them and give them clothes and, diapers and all that kind of stuff. But now they need emotional support and they need encouragement and they need answers and they need me to be present when life is changing on them. And I think that only continues into adulthood. I mean, I think now, and it's like, how many times as adults would we love to know that our parents are still present enough to help us through the different changes of times in our life?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look around statistically, one of the biggest factors that create problems is fatherlessness. I would say second to that is motherlessness along the way, and that can happen in any season. We live in a society that has really, it does have a lot of evil infiltrated into it, and these mindsets get put in that have nothing to do with a biblical foundation. Mindsets like, well, you know what? My kids won't even like me after a certain age anyways. They're going to become so independent that they don't even want anything to do with their parents by this age. Or, oh my gosh, by the time they're 18, I've done my job and they're out of the house now and they can figure things out on their own just like I had to. And, there's all these things that get repeated nonstop. I hear people say them all the time so flippantly. And every time I hear it, it's like it makes me cringe after what we've learned and what we've studied, because that it leads into so many levels of dysfunctionality.
Well, yeah, I think definitely feeling like if you heard growing up like, yep, when my kids turn 18, that's when my husband and we're going to go enjoy our life. That's when we're going to take off and do our thing. And we've been doing this long enough. Mm-hmm. I think it's time for our time.
Right.
I think that makes every kid think, okay, like, so if I need them after that, am I not supposed to? I guess I'm supposed to figure out everything in life by myself now? Or do they even want me here now? Or would they have liked me to leave earlier?
Yeah, it's even like, when all of our kids turn into teenagers, we celebrate it pretty heavily because we make sure we make a big deal out of the fact that they're leaving a season right now and entering into a new season of their teenage years. And we go out of our way to make sure that we all point out all the things that we think that, like in this example, Chrissy has done in her first 12 years of life to just nail it. The balance of being a kid and having fun, but also learning along the way, little areas of responsibility, learning how to be full of energy and vigor and, developing people skills and all these little things that she's learned, but she's also been able to be a kid and we've let her embrace that and she's nailed it. Now she's entering into a next season where there's a lot more expected. There's a lot more levels of responsibility and there's a whole new level of even social interaction, et cetera. And so, they know that, I don't know, the point is when we talk to Chrissy about this or our twins about this, or even Ellie turning double digits this year, or whatever, it's like, hey, you just finished a season that was fantastic. You nailed it. Now we're on to the next one. It's just one of many we're all going to do together.
Well, and I think that's the key to the whole thing is if we lose sight as parents that our children still need and desire to have us in their lives, then naturally our kids are going to become so independent that they feel, not that they really want this, but they feel like they should be independent.
Yeah.
They don't feel like they can depend on you. And I think in today's world where many people are dealing with traumas from the past, they naturally just feel like maybe their kids have to get strong enough to handle stuff. And I think one of the things that we can do for kids today is make them feel secure in each season of their life and let them know that we'll be walking through all seasons of life with them.
Yeah.
And even if as they get older, they might not need you as much as you think they do, I think if you asked them, they'd tell you the truth, which means they probably desire more of your time.
Well, you can
ever.
tell. You can tell it's how you're wired. There's just ways that God made us. He made us in His image. He's a giver. He's a loving Father. He never wants His kids to leave. He says He'll never leave us nor forsake us. Like, He made us in His image, so it's in us. It's how we're designed. If you really just take time and think about it for yourself, no matter what your situation is, no matter how dysfunctional your family upbringing may have been or not been, I promise you right now, if you really sat there and said, boy, I really wish that my parents were a little more engaged in encouragement of me right now. I wish that they still noticed all the stuff that I'm doing at this age. I don't care if you're 20 or 30 or 50 or whatever.
Sure.
I know at this day, I still crave it. I still wish that I had a dad that ever would notice being proud of me for something.
Right.
I still would love to have a motherly figure who would put her arm around me when I see her.
Right.
I still would love somebody to care, to actually ask me how things are going in my life instead of just asking for other things. And so it's never gone away, no matter what. And it never does. And so imagine, yourself just having a parent being willing to do some of those things for you and how it makes you feel. Well, your kids are going to feel the same way as well.
And so I think one of the lessons we can learn from this is to remember, number one, is they always do want us in their lives. They do desire to have that connection with us from a young child all the way to adulthood.
Yeah.
We want that. And number two, to really figure out what that looks like in each season. Talk to your kids. You know what I mean? I'm really open with the kids and I sit down and I'm like, how can I better connect with you? What can I do for you during this time? While you're going through this stuff, how would you like some support from me. You know, however it is you phrase it. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, it's studying your kids and being around your kids.
And it
but if
needs to make sense.
Well, of course.
You know, they can't just say, well, feed me ice cream every 3 hours.
No.
Right?
I'm talking about like more of like the emotional connection that your
Understood.
kids need.
But I'm saying like you have to work on helping them get to the point where they learn how to communicate that.
Well, and
you almost got to push them to do that.
Right, and it starts at a young age. I mean, I think about even Hunter. You know, some days, you know, she's 4. You know, some days she's, you know, running around like a cute little 4-year-old, and then some days, you know, she's having days where I'm like, Hunter, what's going on today? You know what I mean? Like, and it could be anything. I mean, she's changing and growing too, even at 4. She's absorbing as much as other kids. Yeah. And so sometimes and she goes, I don't know why I feel like I need to cry today. Or I don't know why, Mom, I just want to be with you. And that's her saying, like, something's changing. I don't know how to put it into words.
Yeah.
So if you're with me, we'll work it out together.
Yeah. Okay. On to the next one. Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. And we have great news. You get more of us. You can expect new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So be sure to consistently tune in with us and enjoy our show. See you next time.